Hey everybody. All right, I wasn't going to do a video this morning, but I figured let's just go ahead and get this in the can, get this done because this relates to the that whole big long the saga, the latest saga. Where she went into Starbucks and upset some people, had some problems, got arrested briefly, then went back to the police station a few times dressed up to yell about it. So here we have, thanks to Mini Manson, we have the moment, the catalyst, the flashpoint for this whole event. We have it on video. So thanks to Mini Manson for posting this. I believe he is an entertainer that was just traveling in the area, and he stopped in and talked to Daisy. And I shouldn't be surprised actually that this was caught on video because she live streams and videos and records her whole life. All right, so it's all up for observation one way or another. If you know where to look, you're going to find it, I guess. So, but that's good. It's still, I'm good and I'm glad that we have this because then I can take a look at what happened and whether I can use my own judgment, and now we can use our own judgment, all of us, to whether an arrest was justified, whether the whole thing was you know, worth its weight in gold. So here we go. We're going to, again, I'm taking some little snippets from this. We're not watching the whole thing, almost an hour long. And we're just getting to the core of it here. This is where they have been talking loudly, I guess. It's a small store, very small location. And we have one of the one of the workers who had no idea that their day was about to go sideways here when they went over to just tell them, hey, maybe you can be a little quiet, or you'll have to step out. So here we go.
Innocent baby, or Jesus is strung up. Why don't we show him as a powerful,
Yeah,
loving,
I don't want to assume they killed and
benevolent?
shit and hang
Why
out
are we only showing a baby or torture?
or on the cross.
Hello. Let you guys know you guys are being a little loud.
Sorry, we didn't mean to be loud.
Yeah, so I just
We'll
wanna
be a
make
little
sure
quiet.
We're having our respectful conversation between you, right here. It's getting a little loud, okay? If you guys can't be a little quieter, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
Oh, that's a threat. I told you. Here's the demand, and then next comes the threat.
All right,
Yes.
so here we go. Okay, we've just begun. She's grabbed onto this moment by the throat because this is what she lives for. Already, it goes right into her domination system, and here we're ramping up, folks. That was a demand and a threat. Okay, you are in a privately owned, space. I would call it a restaurant, but I don't know, a store, a cafe. This is privately owned. Okay, so I don't know if this really has to do with a domination system per se. Let's find out.
The punishment is you have to leave, and the reward is we get to stay. So
If you're
instead of
good.
being relational and saying, hi,
Don't call the cops.
I
We'll be
noticed
quiet.
that you guys are having a lot of fun having your conversation. It would meet our needs if
Corporate.
you guys would be willing to consider us.
Okay, so we're listening to, this is Daisy's version of what she would have preferred to hear, the relational. I don't see this really as being much different from how the lady approached her. Maybe a few of the words are different. The lady did not come over. You could hear she's like, hi, being pleasant, being cool. I really don't want to bother you. If you listen to the intonations of her voice, very reasonable. But it's not good enough for Daisy. It's not good enough. It wasn't worded the right way, and it's just completely been twisted into, the horror show that she, spends her life railing against. Let's check out one more.
Because our harmony,
They
our
do the
need for
same thing to
harmony
me.
is up right now. And
Yeah.
we
They wanted
have
to-
Your need for harmony is up. That stupid Starbucks worker. Why didn't she just frame it that way? Then none of this would have happened. You know what this is? Because we're gonna launch into it here. This is Daisy, basically. This is the way she handles rejection. Okay, let's just boil this down. Let's strip all this, stuff away with what she's saying here. This is about her. She's upset because she's not being accepted for the fabulous, guru, goddess, shaman, sage that she is. She's being dragged right back down to earth with everybody else and being told, hey, can you pipe down? That's she can't take it. That is very insulting and hurtful, I think, is why we get such big reactions out of her. It goes off into this huge.
Destroy that.
Yeah, we have.
She knows her shit. You hear that, guys?
We have a need for like everyone to be considered in the space. Would you be willing to join us?
And she made me nervous.
But she already said, she kind of said that.
No, she came and made a demand, made a threat.
It didn't sound like a demand to me.
Which we will not submit to. So her only option is to call the police,
Yeah, please don't
which
do
will
that.
take an hour. So by the time they get here,
See, instantly within less than a minute, this thing is turned into now the police have to be involved. That's all Daisy. You see what she's doing? How she just works this thing from 0 to 100. She's very skilled at this. I'm not doing it, so you just have to call the police. The police are the police are a device for her to get what she wants.
We're gonna be
but
done.
I don't want to go to
never
jail. I
works.
have health problems.
no,
so
I'm just telling you, she's not really gonna call the cops.
she might.
But no,
Yeah, she's not really going to call them.
she's not going to. I'm trying to tell you, this is domination system.
I hate that shit.
It's coercive
so much. I
living.
could- see, it made me
doesn't
sick
it
when she
either.
said
Like,
that.
She's suffering. She's sad. She doesn't.
The only reason why the Starbucks worker is suffering. I think we're looking at the reason.
want that. She wants to be our friend.
I hope
She's
so.
suffering,
That's-
but we're not going to be available for it.
All right.
You see, we don't consent.
It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. They're sitting in a privately owned establishment, coming in there, sitting her ass down on a seat that somebody else owns, and tells them, I'm not going to consent. The funny thing is, it's always okay for her to have very strict boundaries about herself and her space and her body, very strict boundaries. She's always talking about that. When somebody else approaches her with, hey, we got some parameters here that we want to, keep happening, and you're kind of breaking that a little bit, it's just bedlam. It's bedlam. Then it's, she doesn't consent to it. Would she want somebody going into her tent or anywhere around her space that makes her uncomfortable down there at the beach? Or if she had her own apartment or owned her own home, would she want somebody coming and making her uncomfortable and then having to sit and listen to what if an intruder or some weirdo that wanted to hang around her, wouldn't leave? And they told Daisy, you don't have my consent to get me out of your space. It's
We call it out. We say no
hypocritical.
threat. As soon as it came out of her mouth, she made a demand, and then here it comes. Here, a threat with a punishment.
Listen to that.
Stupid. They're just asking you to just be quiet a little bit. That's all this is. Just lower your voice. That's it.
That's power right there. You're teaching me how. I thought Gene Simmons was the only
Look,
one.
she's coming for a hug. Give me a hug.
No, ma'am. Please do not.
She doesn't want a hug.
I am gonna have to ask you guys to leave now.
Oh, well, we're not going to.
Please do not record me.
I'm on to leave.
Okay, Goddess, you could go, but I'm going to stay put.
Oh, well, I don't want to leave without you.
Okay, we're not going to leave. You heard us.
Yeah, see how everybody around her gets dragged one way or another. They're going to get dragged down into the daisy pit here. Here she is. She's not going. She's not leaving. She's not doing the sensible thing and stepping out. This is going to turn into a major event.
Yeah,
Here we
I'm
go.
asking you guys to
I don't care.
kindly-
We're not going anywhere. You came over here and threatened us. And I don't acknowledge threats. I need goddess, not ma'am.
We're gonna need you.
I'm a goddess.
We're gonna need you.
Goddess!
All right.
Damn. That's the woman I talked to actually when I went in there last week. That was her. She's good job, lady. You had a lot to deal with that day. She's demanding that this Starbucks lady call her a goddess, not ma'am. What the fuck are you talking about? And then you wonder why nothing ever works out for you. Just so self-sabotaging.
If you don't address me as goddess, then we're gonna have a problem. And I go, no.
Wow.
No,
You
don't.
understand?
Let's calm
But the,
down.
No.
Let's
jeez.
bring it down.
I am calm. I'm playing.
Okay. If you are not wanting to leave, we'll go
I'm
ahead.
not leaving.
Okay.
Bye, goddess.
By law, now I have.
All right. I'm going to stop it there. That's the main point of it there. If she doesn't address Daisy as goddess, we're going to have a problem. How in any way is that right? And she's slamming and flipping the board around. We know she's just playing tricks and goofing around, but there is You know, you have to watch yourself. Like I mentioned in my last video, there's a lot of people that come into these places, especially down in that area of Los Angeles. And, you know, we're talking not always right in the cabeza. Flipping your board around, getting in somebody's face, raising your voice can be a precursor to physical violence. And, you know, these people behind the counter have to watch it. They have to watch themselves. They got to protect the store. Like I said, that store is owned. And if you hate corporations, you can't stand it. What do you keep going in there for? Why do you, like I've asked before, why do you keep going back to Starbucks? You're always having problems in there. Always. But God, demanding that somebody call you goddess instead of ma'am, or there's going to be a problem. What's going to be the problem, Daisy? Tell me what you're going to do to that woman. What are you going to do to her? You know, I don't blame that woman for calling the police. I feel sorry that she had to even get wrapped up in that. You know, you could take a skateboard and slam somebody in the head. Really, that shit happens fast. She doesn't know Daisy. So anyway, we're going to skip ahead because there's one more little thing here. I guess she doesn't. She at this point in the game, she doesn't think the police are going to be called. It's all a bluff, or that it's going to be an hour and they won't even show up. So Daisy's not worried at all. You know, police coming. Hey, another day in the life. Okay, so we're going to move ahead here. All right. A little bit further down in the video, we've got a guest appearance by somebody we haven't seen in a few months. I'm not even sure that his YouTube channel exists. John and apparently Big Ben are in the same place. They're at another table. So I guess they witnessed all of this. I guess it's one big happy family. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at our buddy here.
Where'd Big Ben go?
Where?
Yes.
He just evaporated.
Where'd he go? Oh, phone.
He beamed
All
himself
good. Come
off.
and say hi.
My name is Andrew Roach. I'm Mini Manson from Chicago.
He's pretty well known too. He's all over
Cool.
YouTube.
You will learn of me later if you like.
We could put him on camera. Wait, no.
One more time.
There he is. There's all good, you
Oh, you know
guys.
how to blow it up, huh?
Uh-huh.
You know, it occurred to me that, and I'm, you know, look, man, I'm not immune either. I'm doing YouTube videos. I use a cell phone and everything, but look at it's just completely taken over our culture. She's on a phone. You can see other people behind her sitting on the phone. There he is on the phone, and there's good old John. It's interesting. He's like, you know, across the store from her, I guess, hanging out with her current boyfriend.
Look at that guy. He's pretty handsome.
Yeah, he's
Okay, and I don't know if this is the case, but that guy there, at least his hair, I don't know if it is, but it kind of looks like cross. I'm not saying that all these guys are there with her, but maybe. I don't know. So that's it. Okay, that fills in the gap. I feel like I'm an attorney here. I'm reviewing the evidence. Yeah, so I guess after this, the police did show up after all. And I don't know if she's been excommunicated legally from this particular location, but like I said, they're striking them off. They're striking these locations off. Pretty soon she's going to have to go to, you know, Pete's or some other coffee joint, the Tea Leaf, whatever it's called. So that's it. That fills in the gap. That's what happened. You can just, boy, she really interprets everything as this heavy, you know, just disaster happening to her. This heavy political, sociological, you know, just being asked to leave a fucking coffee shop. That's all we're asking, because you're a little loud. Or maybe you could, you know, if you lower your voice, you can stay. That's it. Nope. It's got to be turned into an arrest. Hey, actually, there's one thing I want to add here. This is something, that's a comment that I found under the soft white underbelly interview that Daisy did, which there's got a lot of comments under that video. There's one here that is really, really well written, very articulate, and really to the point, excellently laid out here, and I want to share that with you. This is from somebody named Sarah and Boo. Okay, so she writes, Daisy hides behind a spiritual language and abstract metaphors as a shield, using them as a defense mechanism. It's a strategy that keeps others from confronting her or challenging her behavior directly. When she ruins relationships or finds herself in volatile situations, she knows she can resort to this language, not to heal, but to deflect and control. It's a tactic that makes it nearly impossible to communicate with her in any real way, because anyone who tries to speak plainly or hold her accountable gets caught in a web of evasions and distorted truths. In the end, it's a form of manipulation, allowing her to avoid reality, confrontation, and maintain her power. Fantastic. I mean, that's so insightful, and that's 100% correct. I stand by that. It's stuff that I'm seeing in these videos as I unpeel the onion and continue to watch. Yeah, I think that's absolutely it, and we've seen it here. We've seen it here with the obstinance to being, just simply a request to, tone it down. If you can't do that, just leave the place, and then it just gets turned into this thing where, you're the horrible, horrible enemy oppressing me. I'm not going to put up with it. I'm going to fight and rebel against it because that's the right thing to do. This is it for today. This is a Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go take off. I got some things to do. I hope you like this. Later this week, I will do another one. I've got another thing that I would like to cover. And I hope you have a really nice rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.